May God be with us today as we make this last journey with our brother and priest, Father John.
Death is an inevitable path for all on this pilgrim church. It matters not how a man dies, but how he lives. Death is no more than passing from one room to another. Reverend Father John Musi has just passed on from his living room on earth to his eternal room in the world beyond. Lying in the casket with heads up, a contrast of facing down during ordination at the Litany of the Saints, Archbishop Andrew Kia drew the attention of the mourners to this during a funeral mass celebrated for Father John Musi.
And the Litany of the Saints was chanted over him, signifying his death to this world and his new life in Christ through the service of the priestly ministry. Today, the 20th of July, 2023, Reverend Father John Musi is again lying down on the same spot in this St. Joseph's Metropolitan Cathedral in Bamenda. This time, he is lying down in death in the flesh and this world, and being born into the new life of heaven, which has always been his hope. On the 28th of April, 1977, Father John prostrated, facing downwards, and surrendered himself totally.
Family members, religious, and a greater portion of the Catholic Women's Association joined the over 100 priests and 4 bishops in praying for the peaceful repose of the soul of Father John Musi at the St. Joseph's Metropolitan Cathedral Mankon. Archbishop Kia told mourners that since Father John Musi laid down on a sick bed for long before dying, gave him the opportunity to prepare himself for death and was fortified with the sacraments of the sick and last rites of the church before his death. Thus, he died a good death.
In this position, John is giving glory to God, the Father who created him, giving glory to God the Son, in whose priesthood he has shared, and honoring the Holy Spirit, who gave him his 7-fold gifts and 12-fold fruits, to have a fruitful Christian life and a fruitful Christian ministry.
He thus urged mourners not to cry like people without hope, for hope is the watchword of every Christian. Father John Musi executed his priestly duties with diligence and love. He patiently listened to many confessions of Christians and in the name of Christ forgave their sins, witnessed the marriages of many Christians, celebrated funeral masses, and gave the dead Christian burial. In his homilies, he taught the people that Christian hope will never deceive them and gave consolation to the bereaved. It is in this hope of the resurrection that he was interred to Mother Earth at the Priest Cemetery in Big Mankon Cathedral premises. Father John Musi would be greatly missed by family, friends, Christians, and particularly his classmates.
Father John has been my classmate. We started off in 1970 in the Major Seminary in Ibadan, where we did philosophy for 3 years, and we came back to Enugu and did 4 years. Together we were in 1977 year, so you can understand we've been working together as priests in this Archdiocese for 46 years. So with John going away, definitely a sad thing for me, his classmate and the other classmates who are still alive.
John has been very close to me right from primary school in Guinea. He was senior to me in Tony's primary school, and I know most of the outstations because I used to talk about it as he moved around with the late Father John McKeown. And then, of course, he finally ended up in St. Augustine. I was in Jerusalem College. We met again as we were moving to Nigeria, SS Peter and Paul Major Seminary, and transferred to bigger Memorial Seminary in Enugu. We were ordained together and in the cathedral here by Bishop of Mera of Indianapolis. Then we moved down to Ginicom, two of us, by public transport. And then we had mass in Ginicom, and then we had an appointment to various places. He was in Bamenda and I was in Womb, and we used to interact and change ideas and so on as a senior brother, and right up to this very moment in which before he died, I was about to go on vacation, and he only simply told me that when you go and you hear that I'm dead, remember to pray for me.
Prior to the funeral mass, the mortal remains of Father John Musi was removed from the St. Blaise Hospital mortuary Bamenda and conveyed to the cathedral, where the office of the dead was prayed and a series of requiem masses followed. In communion with their fallen brother and pastor, priests gathered round his casket and prayed the litany of priests. Reverend Father John Musi was born on the 26th of April 1945 in Ginicom. He began his priestly formation after serving as a cook, carrier, cleaner, and companion to Father McKeown. Limited in communicating with the priest because of his educational level, Father Musi developed interest in school and so enrolled into boys' school in Ginicom and was admitted in infants too. Amidst all the treks to different locations following transfers, Father John Musi got his first school living certificate in Bayanga, Akum. Having completed primary school, Father John Musi wanted to enter the minor seminary and expressed this to Father Barnacle, who took him along to St. Augustine's College in Seoul. After his ordinary level, he applied to the Archbishop of Bamenda to enter the major seminary and so left with the other seminarians in January 1971 for St. Peter and Paul Major Seminary in Ibadan, Nigeria, to start philosophical formation for the priesthood. After 2 years of formation there, he and the other seminarians were transferred to Biget Memorial Seminary in Enugu, Nigeria, to continue their priestly formation. On Thursday, 28 April 1977, Father John, together with 6 of his classmates, were ordained priests in the St. Joseph's Cathedral Mankon Bamenda, the very first ordination in this cathedral after its construction and inauguration in 1975. Father John has served in different places and in different capacities. He authored a booklet titled A Mission Boy from Nowhere to Somewhere, in which he details his journey as a mission boy from Ginicom to an altar Christus, another Christ. Father Musi exited this world on Saturday, July 17, at the age of 78 years, 2 months. Until we meet at Jesus' feet, God be with you, Father John Musi.
Those who committed suicide or those convicted of witchcraft were put in a coffin and buried facing downwards. And therefore, only those who were in good standing in the society were buried facing upward as a sign that they would give glory to God for all eternity. But John Musi does not only lie facing upwards, but also has his coffin put in a position where his legs are towards the congregation and his head towards the sanctuary, a position which is reserved only for ordained ministers.